Kevin Holland was understandably upset with the outcome of his fight at UFC 279, where he lost lopsidedly to Khamzat Chimaev in the co-main event. This resulted to his calling out the fight against Wonderboy or Daniel Rodriguez. In this video, we will cover this topic in detail. Trust me, you don't want to miss any part of the gist, so make sure you stick with me to the end. Now, without further delay, let's get into the video. Kevin Holland reacts to his brutal loss to Khamzat Chimaev at UFC 279. Chimaev went for a takedown in the opening exchange of the bout, and then he locked in a Darce choke to secure the submit. The battle finished without Holland hitting a single blow, and Chimaev won by knockout. Despite accepting the match against Chimaev on just 24 hours notice, due to multiple last-minute card changes, Holland still paid tribute to the undefeated Chechen for his performance, despite still having had to dig the way the fight played out. He posted on his Instagram that he lost an amazing grappling match last night. He also confirmed that Chimaev is one hell of an athlete, but that he is going to talk shit again because you know who he is. How hilarious. The loss ended Holland's two-fight winning streak since moving up to welterweight after looking better than ever in performances over the Alex Oliveira and Tim Means. Holland was originally scheduled to face Daniel Rodriguez in a 180-pound catchweight bout, which took place just weeks before the scheduled event. Rodriguez ended up picking up a split decision win over Li Jingliang in a close fight on Saturday. Holland would like the opportunity to book at least one more fight before the end of 2022, in the hopes that he could have a more favorable match than take on a dominant grappler like Chimaev on ultra-short notice. Now he is looking to wash the bad taste of defeat from his mouth. "I hate to end the year like this, so I would love to go there against the striker," Holland said. "I don't know if I still deserve a Wonderboy Stephen Thomas fight. I would love a Wonderboy fight, and if it's not a Wonderboy fight, D-Rod, Daniel Rodriguez, we were about to. We had to change it to save the map. Maybe we can get something nice and get it started and collect another check before the end of the year." Holland has said many times in the past that he likes to keep a very active schedule, and it seems the attitude isn't changing just because he suffered a setback at UFC 279. In other news, Luis Torres wins Battle of Mexican Lightweights. Boxing fans celebrated Mexican Independence Day in style last night as the World Boxing Council (WBC) number 20th ranked Luis Korean Torres 17-0, 10 KOs, outboxed and outclassed undefeated fellow Mexican lightweight prospect Cesar Torito Gutierrez 14-1-2, 5 KOs in the Canelo Boxeo main event presented by Canela.tv at Expo Palenque in Ciudad Obregón, Sonora, Mexico. Co-promoted by the World Cup Boxing Series WCBS, led by CEO Terry Holland and promoter matchmaker Guy Taylor and Dilla O Promotions. Canelo Boxeo is streamed live for free on the third Friday night of each month in Canela.tv from 10 a.m. ET, 7 a.m. PT from various locations in Mexico. At age 20, Torres, the reigning WBC Latino lightweight champion, showed all his skills in a relatively one-sided fight against Gutierrez, in which Torres won 9 out of 10 rounds in the untitled bout. Torres, who is fighting in his hometown, is a former WBC Youth Silver lightweight title holder. What a great night of fights at Canela.tv tonight in Obregón, Sonora, Mexico, Taylor said after last night's show. This was Luis Torres' best moment and performance. He went down and dominated an undefeated fighter, 14-0. Our next step for Torres will be to bring him to Southern California for a full training camp. In the fight of the night, Colombian KO Kevin Piedrahita, 7-1, 7 KOs, stopped previously undefeated Marco Moreno Cota, 8-1, 6 KOs, in the 5th round via TKO in the co-presented event. Cota, 20, was a prominent Mexican amateur boxer. Taylor had told everyone that Cota versus Piedrahita would be the fight of the night, and it was everything they could have asked for and more, thanks to him for daring to be great and giving a performance that fans will be talking about for a while. Late replacement Ernesto Garcia, 5-2, 5 KOs, defeated his previously undefeated Honduran opponent Gerardo Sanchez, 6-1, 3 KOs, with a shocking opening stoppage in his light flyweight special attraction. Cota's younger brother, 17-year-old featherweight Alejandro Cota, 3-1, 1 KO, also suffered his first professional loss, losing a 4-round unanimous decision to Alex Fuentes Bourbon, 3-0. Cota was also a prominent amateur boxer. In the opening, Pedro Peñanuri, 3-0, 1 KO, took a 4-round unanimous decision from Jose Alfredo Martinez, 2-1, 0 KOs. What do we have next? Carlos Takam was beaten on points by the Russian Makhmudov in Montreal. Although counted twice, Carlos Takam managed a great fight before being beaten on points by the Russian Arslanbek Makhmudov Friday night in Montreal Casino. 3 heavyweight bouts were at stake, 2 North American ones, NABA and NABF, held by the Russian, and especially the vacant WBC silver title. Takam counted out in the first and 7th rounds, won 4 rounds. However, the fight had started badly for him. Blocked in a corner, he put one knee on the ground after 20 seconds. He took the opportunity to recover, while his opponent became hesitant. Until the end, Takam, the former world challenger, tried his luck with his wide straight lines and conned Makhmudov when the latter tried to accelerate. After a failed attack in the 7th round, Takam found himself facing the ropes, and the Russian, practically behind him, hit him with a straight line to the side. Takam fell on his back, got up immediately, waving his arms to show his opponent's lack of sportsmanship, but the referee counted him nonetheless, just before the gong rang. Defensively, it could have been a little better, admits Canadian Mark Ramsey, Makhmudov's coach. He said that he would have obviously preferred Arslanbek to take fewer hits, to stay a bit more organized technically, but there were still a lot of things that he liked. He also said that he didn't expect Takam to be in such good shape. Makhmudov, who had won his 14 fights before the limit, won for the first time on points. Canadian promoter Camille Estefan said that he is counting on Makhmudov, number 5 WBC and 6 WBA heavyweight, and super middleweight Christian Mabili, number 3 WBC super middleweight, to revive boxing in Quebec. As for Takam, he confirmed that he still poses a danger to the best, and applauding his opponent during the decision, he showed a very good image of French boxing. A week after the abandonment of Nufel Ouattara against the Canadian Simon Keane in the same ring. Next up, let's talk about how Canelo Alvarez won a fight against arch-rival Gennady Golovkin via unanimous decision. On the night of Saturday to Sunday in Las Vegas, Canelo Alvarez easily won against Gennady Golovkin in a fight far from the intensity of their first 2 duels. The Mexican retains his 4 world super middleweight belts. The spectators of the T-Mobile Arena only really vibrated twice on Saturday evening. First, just before the fight, with an extraordinary interpretation of the Kazakh anthem by an artist who is inhabited but not a master of playback. And then, just after the bell, when Gennady Golovkin and Saul Alvarez embraced warmly, as if the 12 rounds had erased years of tension. Between these lovely moments, there was not much to get excited about. In 2017 and 2018, the 2 boxers had offered 2 masterpieces, concentrates of action and brutality inscribed in the history of their sport. This third part, 4 years later, seemed more dispensable. GGG, 40 years old, has shown his age. The usually threatening Kazakh was listless for more than half the fight, at times running away from the clash like a frightened child. Perhaps aware of his delay on the cards of the judges, he finally tried combinations in the last rounds in search of a KO or for the honor. The fight was more tactical, like chess. In the second part, he felt better. On the other hand, Canelo did not need to surpass himself. True to form, he hit the body, tried to do damage with his front arm, and penalized his opponent on the counter. The superstar failed to knock GGG down like he had hoped. It's probably better that way. One of the worst performances of Golovkin's career would have been even sadder. At 40, his chin is still very resistant to shock, but Alvarez was obviously not 100%. From the first round, he said he knew he wasn't going to knock him out. He needs an operation on his left hand as it hurts so much that he couldn't even hold a drink, but he is a warrior. His performance was in any case enough to ensure a unanimous victory for the 3 judges, 116, 112, and 115-113 twice, which will not be debated like his success in 2018 or the draw in 2017. The 2 men shook hands one last time, like a beautiful scene that would salvage the end of a disappointing movie and make you leave the room with a smile, despite everything. So that concludes today's video. If you found the video helpful, give us a thumbs up, and don't forget to share this video with your friends and family. Thanks for watching. See you next time.